Hi everyone, how's it growing? Vermonster Grows coming back at you. Today we're going to talk about LEDs and what they are, but first we're going to take and smoke a bowl with you all. How are you all doing today? Hope you're doing well. Who we got up in chat? How's it growing, Ron? How's it growing, Heavy? Glitter World, CSL. Welcome to chat. How's it growing, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Cheers. What are you all smoking on tonight? Okay, so what is an LED? Well, LED is short for a light-emitting diode, and it's a semiconductor device that emits light when current flows through it. Electrons in the semiconductor recombine with electron holes, releasing energy in the form of photons. The color of the light is determined by the energy required for electrons to cross the band gap of the semiconductor. And we have a couple of diagrams here. So the electrons cross the forbidden gap or the band gap here, and they connect with the holes and they emit light. There's another. The forbidden gap is also called the band gap. There's all sorts of different sizes of LEDs. As shown here. And a lot of diodes are SMD diodes, which means surface mounted diode. Come down here and it'll tell you. SMD stands for surface mounted diode. SMD LED is a package type of LED produced by using surface mount technology to mount LED chips on a printed circuit board, a PCB. Cheers, everybody in chat. What's everybody smoking on tonight? So we're going to take and watch a couple of videos here about LEDs and the diodes. I'll take and share the tab with you here. Let me get over to the playlist I have set up. Hope you're all doing well today. Some fresh air, CSL. Nice.
Don't buy another pair of glasses until you've seen what this new invention can do. These self-adjustable glasses are taking the world by
Behold, the light-emitting diode, or LED. But where did it come from? Meet Nick Hollingham Jr., born in Illinois in 1928. Although Nick was born in the U.S., his parents had immigrated from the Carpathian Mountains of Europe. During Nick's childhood, his father traveled widely, working primarily as a miner. Nick was the first member of his family to receive formal schooling. Eventually, Nick earned a PhD in electrical engineering from the University of Illinois. During this time, he worked with Dr. John Bardeen, who later co-invented the transistor. Over the course of his career, Nick has made numerous discoveries, improvements, and breakthroughs, but he's best known for one invention that outshines the rest, the light-emitting diode, or LED. But what is it exactly? First, let's start with diodes. Diodes are simple semiconductors, and the conductor material is usually aluminum, gallium, arsenide. The flow of electrons in this material can produce light more efficiently than a traditional incandescent bulb.
Hey, boy,
LEDs
Neil.
last much
Cheers,
longer
man.
than light bulbs, and they produce much less heat. For this achievement, Nick is sometimes known as the father of the light-emitting diode. As subsequent researchers revised his invention, the LED has spread out from labs at General Electric to countries, cities, and homes throughout the planet.
Yeah, it's a good little piece of knowledge to know. Hey, boy, Neil, how's it growing, man? Cheers. Welcome to chat. Hope you're doing well, bud. I'm going to take and watch another one here, and this will explain the LED a little bit more. It's a short video. This is the video I was looking for here. Cheers, everybody.
A lot goes into the production of an LED chip. It all starts with the epitextual or epi wafer. Then, more layers are grown on top of the epi wafer. Once all the layers are complete, the
Hey,
wafer
Jessica.
is diced into chips.
Cheers. Hey, Monarch Garden.
These chips are then packaged with mechanical supports, electrical leads, and lenses. LEDs emit bright blue light by default. In order to convert this bright blue light to white and manipulate its color temperature, phosphor is added to the package. With advancements in LED manufacturing taking place every day, the process is still quite complex. This is why no two LED chips are identical. To ensure the highest quality and consistency, we sort and group LEDs by lumen output and color temperature. We call this sorting process binning. Color consistency is a key component in light quality, and binning is key for color consistency. What does binning really mean? Let's start by defining a bin as a group of LEDs. The best and brightest LED chips all end up in the same bin. This group, or bin, contains LEDs that have similar color temperatures and luminosity. Tighter and smaller bins enable greater color consistency. We achieve a step up in quality by quarter sub-binning. This means LEDs will have uniform color, and all our lamps are consistent in color temperature and light output. Such stringent binning will affect costs, but it means we will meet the standards of even the most demanding light users.
Cheers, everybody that came into chat. How's it growing today? Hi, Jessica. How's it growing? Hey, Monarch Garden. Let's get it. You know it. Cheers. So there's all sorts of different size LED chips as shown here. And it might look confusing, but all it is like the 50-50 is 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters. I think a lot of the typical diodes that are used in our horticulture growing lights are the 3030 SMDs, the 301H diodes, and the 301Bs. It's great to have you in here, Jessica. Greatly appreciate you being here. It's the different size diodes. 3030 down in the right hand corner there. Then I'm going to take and share something else with you all. Applications. Cheers, everybody. Hey, Greystone Garden. How's it growing? Welcome to chat. Cheers. And this is the Samsung.com page here. This is different diodes, the 301Bs, the 301H, 301H Evo. The 302 N day. Yeah. You take and you go on like the Samsung 301H. It'll tell you the efficiency of it, 3.10 ohm all per joule. I think it's a 0.2 watt. They'll tell us down here, pretty sure. Yeah, that's all the different types of diodes there from Samsung that a lot of grow lights use. Cheers, everybody. What are y'all getting into tonight? Hey, Mud Swat, what's going on? How's it growing? I'm going to add you as moderator in chat. Hope you're doing well. Small Tubes, how's it growing? Cheers. Welcome to chat. Okay, here we are. 301H Evo, 301H. I guess these new 351Hs are, someone was mentioning that to me on Instagram. It doesn't look like the efficiency is really that high on it, though. Your perlite is turning yellow, not sure why. You tested your pH and it's okay. Is it from, usually that happens a lot when like the perlite's moist for a long period of time. Maybe it's not drying out in between waterings or something, that just the top layer of your perlite, possibly. And your red diodes are always going to be your most efficient diodes. Like your 351H deep reds, 660 nanometers. You see the efficiency on it? 3.90 on this one, 4.00 on that one. Yeah. That could be one of the reasons why. I'm not really sure. Have you done much research on it? I wouldn't worry about it too much as long as your pH is still on, your runoff water. Well, cheers, everybody. Let's take a quick break here in between and smoke a bowl. I got a nice bowl of some Afghan. 100% indica. I'm not exactly sure the THC percentage, but it does the trick. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Learning about LEDs and LED diodes with me. Yeti Mountain Trading, how's it growing, man? Welcome to chat. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. You let your soil dry out. People say it's pH or high in fertilizer or some type of toxicity is what you found online. I don't know if Yeti uses any perlite, but he said that his perlite's turning yellow. He's not sure why. Anybody else in chat possibly know why? The only reason I could think of is because maybe that top layer of perlite, maybe it got wet a few times and it turned a little color. I'm not sure. I have had it happen before on the like little bit of top layer of perlite on my grows. It hasn't really affected anything, I don't think. Glitter World, thanks for always being here and supporting. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Cheers. I'm looking for a particular video here. Yeah, cheers, everybody in chat. Feel free to drop your link in chat if you want to, or connect with people in chat also. It's actually a good idea to, even if you do have a wrench in chat, to drop your link, because if people stop by to watch the show that aren't subscribed to the channel yet or don't have a moderator in chat, at least they can click on your link to get to your channel and subscribe to you. So if anybody wants, feel free to drop your link in chat. Feel free to share with everybody in chat what you got going on your channel, and any suggestions for future topics on the channel would be awesome, and I will take them into consideration. Maybe you might. The acid may need to be toned down. Huh. He said his pH was on though. I'm not sure, not too sure. Playlist. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to burn a bowl here. I'm going to play a video in a moment. This will explain the LED diode a little bit more in depth. I'll play a couple videos. Try making a lemon extract, add a few drops at a time. You use the peel for that. I may end up scrogging your tent, mud spot. Your ppm may be high or too low. You got to get a ppm pen. You know, you're all for scrogging your grows, yeah. Silverback Nation, cheers. Welcome to chat, man. How's it growing? We'll just use no peel in a juice form if you want. Hey, still in ya? How's it growing? Good to see you, man. We're going to watch this quick video, and then we'll watch this other one. We'll talk about it in between.
Let's learn what materials we use to make an LED and why we don't usually use silicon or germanium diodes. We've already seen in a previous video that LEDs or light emitting diodes are basically p-n junctions, and the way they work is when you forward bias them, that is, attach a positive to the p-type and a negative to the n-type, the electrons and the holes start recombining.
You
and
made
when they do
seafood
that,
chowder?
the electrons move from a higher energy level to a lower energy level, and in the process of doing that, they start giving out light. But the question we want to address is, what does the color of this light depend on? Well, we may have already
Hey, martial artist, how's it growing? Cheers. One of the audio sources. I'll get rid of that tab there. There's an echo. Okay, let me see what I can do here. Audio, echo cancellation is on. Okay, yeah, when I'm talking, when the video is playing. So I do have a diagram here. Where it shows the P and the N junction. Well, the P and the N junction is obviously your positive and negative junction. It's going to be your anode and your cathode. I'm pretty sure your anode is always going to be your positive, and your cathode is your negative on your diode. All right, Silverback, have a good night, man.
Studied in Bohr's theory that the energy of the photon released, let me just write that over here, the energy of the photon released is the difference in the energy between the transition, the difference between these two energy levels. And in our semiconductor, that's going to be the band gap, the energy of the band. I mean, energy difference between these two bands, right? So that energy of the photon is going to be the energy of the band gap, and we've seen that that should equal h times f, where f is the frequency of light, which decides the color. And so immediately you see that it's the band gap that decides the frequency of the light that gets emitted. If you have a very large band gap, you can see that the frequency of the light emitted will be high. High frequency corresponds to blue light or violet or even going to ultraviolet. And on the other hand, if you have a very small band gap, then you will end up having lower frequency, which corresponds to red or infrared or even lower. So what controls the color of the light? It's the band gap, the difference between the conduction and the valency energy levels. All right, now let's get a little technical. We could ask, what should be the value of the band gap? The number. I want the number. Okay, what should be the value if I want the frequency to be within the visible range? Well, then we just have to plug in and calculate. We know what the frequency, or we can just Google that. We know what the frequency of, the visible, what is the range of frequencies for visible light is. We just plug that in and get the required band gap. And if you do that, we won't do the calculation, but if you do that, then it turns out that the band gap should be somewhere between 2 electron volt to 3 electron volt. If the band gap is less than 2, we're now going into the infrared region. Even less becomes even, it goes to microwave and so on. And if you go above 3 electron volts, now you're going towards ultraviolet region. And even above that, we now enter into X-rays and gamma rays. Okay, now let's look at the band gaps of the semiconductors that we already know. We know about two semiconductors, silicon and germanium. Let's look at their band gaps. Turns out silicon has a band gap of about 1.1 electron volt and germanium about 0.7 electron volt. Now, can you pause the video and think about why we don't use silicon or germanium to build our LEDs? Pause and think a little bit about this. All right, the answer is in front of us. If you want the visible, the band gap should be within this range. But look at the silicon, it's 1.1. It's not even infrared, it's going into microwaves. And germanium is even worse. So we can't build an LED just by using silicon or germanium. And so the question now is, what do we do? These are the only two semiconductors we're aware of, right? Well, people soon figured out that you can mix elements and create your own semiconductors. The most common example, there are many examples, but the most common examples are by mixing group 13 elements with group 15 elements. For example, you can go, you can mix gallium with arsenic, or you can mix gallium with, and it's still not quite there, but this is useful for infrared. We are now in the infrared region. And gallium phosphide, now it's in the visible region. 2.3 turns out to be somewhere around green. And of course, you don't have to remember any of this, but you get what I'm talking about, right? Why you have to use different materials now. But what's more interesting is that people found out that you can now mix the...
Very interesting stuff, huh, everybody? If anybody has anything to say about this, definitely feel free to write it in chat if you have any questions or anything. I'd like to know. So it's the size of your band gap that depicts the color of your LED. And they can't use silicone alone or germanium to get within that band gap of visible light. We know the visible light for the eye is in between what? 400 and 700. The spectrum for visible light.
These two make another compound, an alloy, for example, actually an alloy, mix these two, and depending upon in what proportion you mix it, you can even get a bandwidth anywhere between band gap anywhere between 1.4 and 2.3. What that means is, say for example, you want to get 2.
Cheers, Mary Jane giveaway. Cheers, Starhan. I just gave you a wrench in chat. You can connect with everybody. Everybody feel free to drop your links in chat. I would actually like if you do. That would be awesome. That way, if anybody comes along that doesn't have a wrench or is new to the channel, they can at least connect with people. I'm going to continue on with this video, but cheers to all the newcomers in chat. Let's blaze one.
Then you mix a little bit of arsen, this one, you mix with a little bit of that one, depending on change, tweak the ratio, and you will get 2. If you want 2.2, add a little bit more of phosphor, gallium phosphide. If you want about say 1.7, add a little bit more of gallium arsenide. So by changing the proportion of gallium arsenide and gallium phosphide, you can now get any band gap between 1.4 and 2.3. And this alloy is what we usually call as gallium arsenide phosphide. And depending upon what ratio you use of mixing gallium arsenide and gallium phosphide, you can get anywhere between 1.4 and 2.3. And that means you can now build any LED from red color to green color. So you can build red, orange, yellow, green, all the way.
All right, now this part coming up is very interesting stuff. So definitely a lot of good information in this video right here for sure.
Up to green, but not blue. People were struggling to get blue color because you require even more band gap for that. And finally, a group of scientists were able to crack it. They took gallium and mixed it with nitrogen, and they ended up with the material now which is called gallium nitride. And gallium nitride ends up having a band gap of 3.4 electron volt, high enough to give us our blue LED. This was such an important discovery that they won a Nobel Prize in 2014. And I want you to take a moment to think a little bit about this. Why was it so important to manufacture blue LEDs? I mean, yeah, we had already manufactured all different other colors. Blue was the only color remaining. But why was it so important that they got a Nobel Prize for that? Can you just pause and just wonder about this for a while? Well, because with blue, we could now manufacture white LEDs. Think about it. Normal bulbs give you white light because they give out all the colors of light. But LEDs don't. Because they're working at a quantum level, they're monochromatic, right? They only give you one color of light. So how do you manufacture white? Well, you do that by mixing different LEDs. So you might have already seen this color mixing, right? Color mixing diagram. If you mix red, blue, and green, you get white. So one of the ways of building white light, white LED, is you take a red LED, take a green LED, which you can build using these two, and then mix it with blue LED, and together they shine and give you white light. Or another method that we use is you just take a blue LED, and on top of that, you put a yellow phosphor layer. Now, when you shine light, some of the blue is converted into yellow by the phosphor layer, and what your eye sees is a combination of blue and yellow giving you white. And
okay, that's why when you look at any of our grow lights, any of the white spectrum, either 3000K or 5000K, it's going to have a silicone phosphate layer on it, and it's going to be yellow, and they actually code it, and that's what depicts the actual Kelvin and temperature of the said LED.
let me show you a picture of that. So here you go. If you open up any of your white LEDs, you will see something like this. This is the PN junction. And that yellow is the phosphor layer on top of this. And beneath this would be a blue LED. And together that you get white light. And so with the manufacture of blue LED, we were not able to make white LEDs. And because of that, we could now replace our normal bulbs. We can make tube lights and we can do so many other things. And that's why it was an extremely important invention. And so just to summarize, the most important thing we realized is that the color that LED gives you depends on the band gap. And we realized to get visible, you can't rely on silicon and germanium because they have just too low band gaps. And that's why people relied on getting artificial semiconductors by mixing group 13 and group 15 elements.
Viking King, cheers. Welcome to chat, man. How's it growing? Hope you're doing well, bud. What are you all smoking on tonight? Cheers, everybody. Jessica, how's it growing? It's good to see you. Thanks for hanging out.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a larger standard touchscreen than the CR-V, you can keep the party going.
This episode of D News is brought to you by How We Got to Now with Steven Johnson. Premieres Wednesday, October 15th at 9/8 Central on PBS. 3 scientists who invented the LED were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics this year. But what have LED lights really done for us? And more importantly, what can they do for the rest of the world? Hey guys, Tara here for D News, and in this modern world, it can be easy to take for granted just how much work and research goes into developing the things we use every day. Take LEDs, for example. The 3 scientists who pioneered the LED, or light-emitting diode, back in the early 90s were just awarded the 2014 Nobel Prize in Physics, which is exclusively awarded to inventions that offer the greatest benefit to mankind. Of course, those of us living in first world countries may not view LEDs as anything more than a way to save money on light bulbs, but as the official press release says, LEDs have the potential to increase the quality of life for over 1.5 billion people around the world who lack access to electricity grids. In the same way that Thomas Edison's filament bulb replaced gas lighting in the 19th century, LEDs are poised to be the next big generation of lighting technology. They're efficient, they're long-lasting, and by the year 2050, they're expected to completely replace fluorescent and incandescent bulbs. Interestingly, when they first came about in the 1980s, LEDs weren't really all that useful because at the time, they could only emit green and red light. It wasn't until the 90s when Shuji Nakamura developed the first high-brightness blue LED that people realized the 3 of those colors could be combined to produce white light, making them acceptable for everyday use. Since then, the technology has advanced at a remarkable rate. They're roughly 15 times more efficient than incandescent bulbs, meaning you wouldn't even need a power grid to use them. Solar panels and small batteries would be more than enough to power the homes of the staggering 1.2 billion people in the world who lack access to basic electricity. Most of those households are still burning wood or gas for light, which isn't just inefficient, it also creates indoor air pollution that, according to the World Health Organization, kills more people every year than AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis combined. Currently, the biggest hurdle is cost. If you consider their longevity and the savings and energy costs, then yes, LEDs are cheaper than other types of light bulbs, but it's the upfront costs that are higher. If you were to buy a 60-watt incandescent bulb right now, it would cost you about $1. A single LED bulb, however, with equivalent brightness would be about $10. So it is a big financial commitment, but it also pays off in the long run. Plus, LED bulbs, just like any other technology, get dramatically cheaper every year. Eventually, the hope is that every household in the world will have access to something we here in developed nations have had for centuries now. The miracle of modern life. Kind of puts things into perspective, doesn't it? What do you guys think? Were these guys deserving of the Nobel Prize? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thank you guys for watching.
Cheers, everybody. Yeah, I saw your comment, Yeti. You're somewhat educated in LED. You could run an HPS class. LEDs are new for you the last 3 years. Have you learned anything tonight, Yeti, at all with the videos and any of the information that I've shared? Mary Jane giveaway, how's it growing? Hope you're doing well. Cheers. Sorry to hear, Jessica. I saw your comment. The weather's made you feel absolutely like poo the last couple weeks. It's basically your tornado season. The pressure is up and down. Yeah, they coat them with a silicone phosphate layer, and it actually turns the like they were saying, it turns the blue LED chip. They put the yellow phosphate layer over top of it, and it turns it into the white diode that we see for our... Hey, Tom Girl City Squad. How's it growing? I'm doing all right. Good to see you. Welcome to chat. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, MJ. I appreciate that. LEDs are really efficient nowadays. That's why I figure I would do a live on them and try to learn more about them myself and educate some of the viewers also about LEDs and the diodes and stuff. It's good to see you all tonight. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. There's 12 of you up in chat. That's awesome. You like LED, but HPS is your favorite, huh? I've never grown with any high pressure sodium or ceramic metal halide, CMH, or anything like that. Actually, I'll try and take and look up the light that I started with. HPS is your jam, but yes, LEDs are the future. I think the reason why they're going to be the future of the industry and stuff and the future of home growers is because of the energy savings. The efficiency of the diodes nowadays. Like I said, I've never grown with HPS nor a CMH or any other type of grow light other than LEDs. But the first grow light that I did have were Blurple LED. So it was this well, it looks similar to this Yintatech right here. Hold on, it had a bloom button. Oh, it jumped over to the. But this is it right here. A bloom button and a veg button. And then we got a 4x4 tent, and we got 4 Bloom Spec S1000 100-watt LED grow lights. And we set them up in one in each 2x2 space in the 4x4 grow tent. So we had 400 watts all together in the grow tent. Your first HPS ballast was so heavy you can barely pick it up. 1980s model. Viking King, cheers, man. I hope you all learned a little something about LEDs tonight. I don't have a lot more to share, but I could talk a little bit more and hang out and smoke a couple bowls with you all. So like I said, I set it up in each 2x2 quadrant of the grow tent. So I had 100 watts per 2x2 space. And this is like what the light looked like right here. It's got a driver and it is dimmable. So for right there on eBay, it's $67.99, and then I think they're like $60 on Amazon. So they're actually a decent little grow light, and if you have a couple of them, say in like a 2x2 or something, that'd be really decent. 200 watts, be great. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Cheers. Let's burn one, all right? So Yeti, or do you have any newer model LEDs at all, or are you still growing with your HPSs and stuff? Just wondering if you've got any newer tech LED grow lights. Martial artist, Mary Jane, Glitter World Viking, Yeti, cheers. Tom Girl City Squad. Nice. The Optic Slim 600H is supposed to be a commercial grow light, I'm pretty sure. It's an 8-bar LED. Is yours like one unit, or is it a bar style commercial grow light? Hey, Simply Wicked, how's it growing? Welcome to chat. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. It's awesome. If you want to learn a lot or quite a bit about LEDs and diodes, you could rewatch this live sometime if you haven't been just hanging out in the background watching already, because we dropped a lot of information tonight about LED diodes and what they are and how they work. The Viper 2s? Never heard of those ones. Okay. Ha. You just been chilling simply? So this is the symbol for a LED. There's your anode and your cathode. Your anode is going to be your positive, and your cathode is always going to be your negative. And the two arrows coming off of it are the light being emitted. Just wanted to share that little piece of information with you, what the diagram of a LED looks like. 10 to 1000 watt fluence and 10 to 1000 watt Myers hydro for fill lighting. You're smoking, just being somber today? Yeah. They have a separate ballast? Yeah, yeah. I have actually a few different types of all 220. Okay, yeah, 220, yeah. 220 volt. Gotcha. Yeah, I have a high photon flux. It's a 4-bar HPF 3000. It's a 320 watt LED grow light. I have a Mars Hydro FC 4800. Pretty sure that's a 6-bar grow light. Reduced to 110 volt for is that for energy savings, or I'm not sure why they reduce it. I have a Growers Republic. It's called a M780 Eagle Series grow light. It's a 6-bar also. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these grow lights too. I'm thinking about either getting rid of one, or I'm gonna definitely let a friend borrow the Mars Hydro FC 4800 here within a couple months. They plan on doing some veggies and some other things like chives and different types of onions and whatnot. Just for comfort and efficiency? Okay, yeah. Because once I get done with this run here that I'm doing inside of the 3x3 underneath my high photon flux light, I put up a video, an update video not long ago on my YouTube channel. Once I get done with that grow, I'm pretty sure we plan on taking and packing up the 3x3, setting up our 4x4 grow tent, and setting up our new Optic Slim 600H Gen 2 grow light to start our outdoor seeds this year, and do a run inside of the 4x4 tent with it also on top of that, top of starting our seeds. Starhan, you can't see a damn thing? What do you mean? Can everybody else see my avatar? Hey, Grokowski. How's it growing? Welcome to chat. Good to see you. All right. Thanks, Yeti, for letting me know, man. Appreciate that. See if I have any other diagrams or anything to share with you all. This shows the different Kelvin. You go into infrared and then you get up in Kelvin and it goes into the ultraviolet. Wear shade, Starhand. No, that sucks, Starhand. Maybe maybe refresh, go in, come back out. I'm not sure. Yeah, Grokowski. Hope you're doing well. Cheers. Cheers, everybody in chat. Let's burn one. This shows the different diodes, and it just shows like how it's measured in millimeters here. Each size diode, like 50/50 is 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters. Same goes with all the other ones, you know. It's just like a 2835 is 2.8 by 3.5. That's all. But like I was saying, they mount a lot of the 301Bs and 301Hs on a 3030 platform. You got some transplanting to do. You've been lazy. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out with me tonight. Greatly appreciate it. Hey, keep it growing. How's it growing tonight? Cheers. It's good to see you. Welcome to chat. If you want to learn about LED diodes, you can always rewatch this live here. We went over a lot of information tonight, definitely. Cheers, everybody. 13 up in chat. Greatly appreciated. So yeah, the Unitech 1500s that we had originally were the blurple lights, and we had 2 of them. We actually grew some pretty good bud with it for just starting out, and I took some of those, what are they, security blankets or like emergency blankets, Mylar, and I had a 4x8 sheet of plywood. I set it down on the ground, and then I covered it in 4-foot tall Mylar cardboard, and I created like a walls, so it had reflective properties, and I grew some pretty decent bud down here in the basement under very minimal equipment. Very first indoor personal was about 16 CFL bulbs. You grew 9 plants to full term, pound and a half. I was sold then. That was in the late 2001. That's awesome, Yeti. Lived in a tiny apartment, had to do it that way. Yeah. CFL, I've seen people grow some plants definitely with CFL. Hey, keep it growing. That would be awesome. Yeah, and you'll learn a bunch of awesome stuff about LEDs if that interests you at all. You keep your apartment dark at night to conserve energy. Yeah, that's smart. Right now in the 3x3, we're about 21 days into flower. I have it set up so that it goes off at 6 o'clock at night. Comes back on at 6 a.m. But I should have set it up so that it runs during the night cycle, the light. Your first grow was a box lined in tinfoil. Yeah, we all got to start somewhere, right? Like I was saying, we didn't really do much research on the grow light or anything like that when we purchased that. When we purchased our first grow light, you know what the hell we were looking for, and that we didn't know we would want like a full spectrum white grow light. Danny Land, how's it growing? Welcome to chat. Cheers. Good to see you. Hey, Manic Mouth, how's it growing? Good to see you, man. Cheers. Welcome to chat. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. We had an awesome show with some good conversation about LEDs, what they are and how they're made and exactly how they work. Different types of LEDs. Always looking at new bulbs helps to understand the diodes and LEDs, yeah. The new night court starts tonight, reboot. You run all chilled Growcraft? You been drinking, Danny? What are you doing? Hope you're doing well, Danny Land. Cheers. I appreciate that. There was no internet when you started growing, so had way too much wrong information. I guess that is a good thing about, like, I only started growing about 2 years ago, so the information was out there, whether I wanted to take that information and use it or whether I thought it was true or not. You can just only take somebody's information and try it, see if it works or not, and then go from there. And then either that or take and put your little twist on it and do your thing and see if it works for you, right? You run all Growcraft, yeah? Well, fucks. Don't shame me for drinking. No, I'm not by any means. Oh, you bought your Second Street Grow Bible when you were 14, Growers Bubble by Jorge Cervantes. Oh, you bought your first Grow Bible when you were 14, yeah? Grower's Bubble by Jorge Cervantes. I'll have to look into that. I bet that's a really good read for sure. You're good, Yeti. No biggie. Fortini up in chat tonight. That is awesome. Thank you for stopping in and hanging out. The support is awesome. Greatly appreciated. If you weren't here for the whole show and you want to know a little bit about LEDs, what they are, how they're made, how they emit certain colors, then you can rewatch the video if you want. It's a good book for understanding cannabis, own plants and weed, and you did a good job. They make it for Kindle, yeah. Still in you. How's it growing? Cheers. It's good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, they're still selling it on Amazon. You got many of his books. He's the guru grower. Phenom. Hey, thanks, Danny Land. I appreciate that. Thank you for hanging out, too. It's hard to grow weed, especially a large amount. Maniac, MJ says, you haven't bought weed in 5 years. Yeah, I haven't bought weed in about 4 years myself either. I only started growing a couple years ago, but for the longest time, people were just giving me weed for the longest time, just like, hey, try this weed out. And at that time, I really didn't smoke a lot, so it lasted me forever, you know? He is or was the director of High Times magazine for like 30 years. If you could grow down there, you would, yeah. You'd grow some. He just started growing when you met me, which was probably a little bit over a year ago. I think quite a few of us have met through a mutual friend, Manic Mouth 420. Jessica, I know from growing up with in school, and she moved down south, but we still keep in touch. Now you have so much weed, hardly ever gets cold down there. No cell phones or internet when you started either. You got a few pounds, Yeti? I would say so, huh? Manic's your best friend forever. Hey, Felicia Casper. You made it. Awesome. Cheers. How's it growing? CSL, that's awesome. It'll be your first real grow season. We'll probably be calling Yeti a lot. And feel free to hit me up anytime you want, also via Instagram or you know, any platform that you can get in touch with me on. If you have any questions or whatever, I'll try to help you out with anything CSL, and that goes for anybody in here. You've been growing since the 03, Grokowski? You love it? Yeah, cheers, Felicia. It was good talking to you earlier. Bring it, CSL. I'll help you all I can. You love everyone, Danny Land? You're doing pretty damn good. Fifi, cheers. You can do it. You just bent all the ladies over and gave them each a little snap. Nice. You super cropped them, huh? Put the old super crop to those girls. Nice. You removed stupid lower growth. You just saber diatomaceous earth and give them a good feeding. Yeah. Been growing since 86, huh, Yeti? Wow. It's crazy. What'd Kowski say, huh? What's Kowski doing? All he said is he loves growing. Yes, MJ. Cheers. Definitely. That's awesome. You passed your test with flying colors there. And I bet the one you did today you passed with no problem too. Felicia says, Marshall, hello, hon. Hi, Katie. How's it growing? Good to see you. Welcome to chat. We did an awesome show about LEDs and LED diodes, what they are, how they're made, and what depicts the color of them and whatnot. So if you want to learn a little bit about LEDs or whatever, you can rewatch this live sometime. It's good to see you, Katie. Welcome to chat. Working. Cheers, guys. Kowski is the same height as you. Back in the 90s, we'd take over a whole chicken house and black it out, run parking lot lights and generators, let her rip, pull one grow off, then sit for a year. Good old days. Everyone in chat's probably hot. Probably. Hey, Heavy, how's it growing? Cheers, welcome to chat. Thanks for hanging out. 17 in chat, huh? That's awesome, yeah. Everybody smash that like if you get a chance. You're going to find a glitter jumpsuit? Yeah, Katie, no problem, definitely. There was a lot of great information, I think, during the live today, for sure. It was a really good show. A lot of really good people showed up, too, throughout it. Yeti, I appreciate that. I'm glad you liked it, for sure. I'm going to pack up another bowl here. Get this one cleaned out. And I'll definitely blaze another one with you all. All right, Danny Land, yeah. If you're all not connected to Katie, you just click on her, go to her channel and subscribe. If you're all not connected to each other, it'd be awesome if you did connect. I'm sure most of you are connected anyways. Heavy, you're stoned as fuck, huh? We want to see that going down. Maybe touch up on mycelium. Folks use so much stuff these days that they don't realize they're destroying their soil. Yeah, maybe that could be a good topic for a future live. You're going to be switching back and forth with Monarch's streams, so if it seems like you ignore anyone, that's not the situation. Hey, that's cool, Heavy. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping over here and hanging out for the time that you have been. That's awesome. Oh, still in you. You talking to Glitter World? Yes, awesome, Yeti. Yeah, that's great. That's a great topic for future live for sure. I think we should do that. I should do that for sure. I will. I'll do the research myself and then present it as I presented all the information this evening to you all. May I suggest the Soil King? He's a very well educated soil man. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have him on Instagram also, so I will look up some of his information too. Okay, yeah, for reference. Thank you for the suggestion for sure. Oh, I'm burning one. So my mycelium videos are on point. Your weed is in Edmonton, should get it tomorrow. Nice. Cheers, Felicia. Yeah, I hope it shows up tomorrow, MJ. Definitely. Does anybody else have any suggestions for future lives? Anything to do with growing or whatever, something that we could go over on the show? Feel free to drop it in chat or message me via Instagram or any platform that you have me added on. And I'm open to suggestions for sure. Come this springtime, I do plan on doing a good sized garden bed. And I will be doing update videos on that and uploading it to the channel, along with the outdoor grow of the marijuana plants. So stay tuned because we have a lot going on this upcoming season. You're collaborating with Monarch and making some strains. That's awesome. He's sending you his best strain called New Wave. Okay, nice. Gonna cross his with your best, huh? What do you got? New Wave with Cake Maker? Okay. Guidance for new growers live. All right. Like I was mentioning earlier, I started off, I had a 4x8 sheet of plywood and I set up cardboard walls with the emergency blankets 4 foot high. So I had 4 foot high reflective walls and I grew the plants in that 4x4 area and I painted the plywood white on the bottom because I found out that the mylar walls are actually not good because it's almost like an aluminum foil or like a mirror, and the light beam can beam off of it and go back and hit the plant and create hot spots on the plant. That's what I hear. So white is actually the most reflective out of all the colors. I did grow a couple autoflowers in my closet underneath those Yentitech lights, and I painted my closet white because did some research and found out that white was not reflective white, like glazed, like polyurethane white, like shiny, but like a dull white, I guess, is the most reflective. You haven't come up with a name for that one yet? Still in you says, "What's up, Felicia? Gonna do the full 4 acres and hopefully a few acres of the CBD as well." Nice. You like the Gorilla Cookie Auto and the Wedding Glue Autos? Someone help you name it? You're going to also cross New Wave with Manor and Cookies V2. If the Mylar gets crinkled, it works it well. Flat white is best. Yeah, okay, flat white, right? New Wave times monkey butter. Oh, it won't work. If the Mylar gets crinkled, it won't work as well. Okay. Should call it Donkey Stomp. Donkey Stomp. Or Rockefeller. Okay, y'all, I'm going to cook some chili. Be safe, everybody. Have a great night. All right, Yeti, thank you so much for hanging out for the show. Pretty much the entirety of it, because I'm going to finish off this bowl here and with you all and let you all fine folks go for the evening. Hey, you have a good night, Yeti. Appreciate you hanging out. I'm glad you all were here with me. Yeah, chili sounds good, huh? Martial artist says, yum, chili. Play Donkey Kong. Well, I definitely hope you all learned something today about LED lights. In the future show, we're going to go over information about new growers and starting a new grow. And then we're also going to go over on a different live, we can go over the mycelium web and soil. You haven't smoked it yet, it has to be fire. It gets up to 33% THC. Mandarin Cookies V2 has grapefruit, grape, hash, and gas terps. So when I cross it with Monarch's New Wave, you're naming the strain. Tropical. Knockout. Squirrels, you want to do a karaoke tonight? It's probably too late. Clear 10 o'clock, her time. I'm sure she's definitely down for a Saturday night karaoke for sure, though. Well, that's awesome, Heavy. I'm glad you're definitely doing some different things with your plants and your strains and stuff and crossing them and making yourself new seeds and making seeds for the community. I'm sure you're going to share them with people that you're connected with. You can breed with a $140 setup. Yeah. It's been a long day. Yes, it has, right? Yeah. I started off very small, like I said, and grew some decent plants. We didn't have the best light, but I guess my watering practices must have been on point. On top of that, we had good soil, so the plants grew pretty decent. Hot Epsom salt bath did you in? You're going to hook everyone up with a pack for the low price of $700. Just kidding. You had a bath too? Great minds think alike, huh? Nice. couple more hits, and then I'm going to head out. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming in and learning about LEDs with me tonight. I got a couple new ideas for future lives and future shows. And I don't think this is going to be the end of learning about LEDs either, because I'm trying to line up a couple of different things with a couple different companies. Trying to get a couple different LED boards that diagram the different size LED chips and the different colors. You know, you got the deep reds, the blues, the ultraviolet, infrareds. You got your whites and whatnot. Yeah, I understand still in you. I can't really make a great suggestion for you. Thank you, martial artist. I appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, cool hanging out with you all. All I can say still in you is I love growing marijuana has hooked me up with seeds ever since I started growing, really, and they've always been really good to me. I have bought seeds through them also because I have had great results with them. Reds for veg, fire red, right? I think they like more of a blue spectrum for shorter, stubbier growth in veg, right? But they've been really good to me. You could check them out if you wanted to. It's ilovegrowingmarijuana.com. They do sponsor me seeds, and I've grown some really decent plants using their seeds. But if anybody else has any suggestions for, I mean, yeah, everybody is gonna say that theirs is the best, right? Of course. Or whoever they're growing is the best at that particular time or whatever. I do plan on trying a couple of other different companies down the road. Like I have a couple of Divine Seeds, and then I have the Lemon OG Kush is from Quebec Cannabis Seeds. Hey, Luffy Pirate, welcome to chat. How's it growing? You're welcome to hang out. Cheers. It's good to see you. You're going to try everyone's train wreck? Glitter World? Yeah. Well, you have the ones from Nukeheads, and then I'm going to be sending two. They're not autoflowers, but they're photo periods from ILGM train wreck. And they're going to be different because the ones that you got from Nukeheads say that they're more indica dominant compared to the ones from ILGM that say they're more on the sativa side of the spectrum. Chaz the Villain, welcome. Cheers. How's it growing? Sup? Cheers. All Vancouver, Canada in the house. Awesome. Welcome to the channel. It's good to see you. If you're new to the channel, you could smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. If you want to know about LEDs, LED diodes, how they're made, any of that information, we went over it tonight on the live. You could go back and rewatch it. But thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it, Chaz. You're from Nevada, Luffy Pirate? Welcome. Cheers. If you're new to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button if you like growing content. Hit the like button. And if you want to learn about LED diodes, you can rewind the live and learn what we went over tonight. It was an awesome show. A lot of great information. $10 p.m. East Coast style, huh? I welcome everybody into the channel. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. I'm going to let you go. Y'all have a good evening, and I will come up with another live show here soon, okay? Greatly appreciate you all hanging out. Peace.